This is Chris Bales. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both my TikToks. They'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to talk about, do my WWE Friday Night SmackDown February 10th, 2023 review. So here we go, discussing about SmackDown. So we kick off the show with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman comes on now, and he is actually holding the undisputed WWE Universal Championships. So yeah, he's holding both titles. Roman Reigns ain't there tonight, I guess. But yeah, he comes out and he starts talking about Cody Rhodes with his promo and stuff that he had on Monday, which was freaking great. If you still have yet, go check that promo out between the segment out with Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes. Really good stuff. So yeah, they did that and everything, and Paul Heyman was talking about how Roman Reigns will beat Cody Rhodes, but not only that, he got another challenger, and that is Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber, and he's going to beat Sami Zayn as well and everything like that. So yeah, and yep, that's what Paul Heyman was talking about. But then all of a sudden, the fans starts cheering and everything. Paul Heyman's wondering why the fans are cheering, and behind him was Sami Zayn. So yeah, Sami Zayn was standing behind him, and he says, "Don't worry, I'm not going to attack you. I could have, but I ain't going to do that." But then he starts explaining about the Usos and Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. So he starts saying that if this was like a month ago, Solo would have Samoan spiked him, Jimmy would have hit a super kick onto him, and Jay would have helped out as well. But this ain't a month ago, because Jay kind of figured already what's going on and everything. And what makes you think that Jimmy Uso will stick by his cousin's side? Nah, he wouldn't do that. He'll stick by his brother's side, the same person he shared a womb with. So yeah, that's what Sami Zayn was talking about. He said that the moment that Roman realized that Solo could actually think for himself, he brought him in tighter. So yeah, that's what he was saying and everything. And he says that Roman Reigns is just a manipulator and all that stuff. And yeah, that's what he was saying. And he goes like, "Paul Heyman, you're a smart guy and everything." And then all of a sudden he just brings Paul Heyman in for a hug pretty much, and says that he's going to that Roman don't got to worry about Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, because he's going to be the one to beat Roman for the titles at Elimination Chamber. So yeah, that's what Sami Zayn said. Pretty good stuff. I like the segment, really good segment. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then backstage, we see the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre and all them hyping each other up, because apparently up next we'll be seeing Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Hit Row in a tag team match tonight. And not only that, we will see the Usos defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championships up against Braun Strowman and Ricochet later on tonight as well. So yeah, those matches are tonight. But yep, I will see you guys later. Until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was the first match of the night. It was Drew McIntyre, Sheamus versus Top Dollar and Ashante Adonis with B-Fab at ringside, Hit Row in a tag team match. So yeah, this match was actually supposed to happen a few weeks ago in the semifinals of that tournament, but it didn't happen because the Viking Raiders attacked McIntyre and Sheamus, and then that's when they forfeit the match and all that stuff. So yeah, that's why this match is pretty much somewhat happening, but apparently Hit Row was talking to Adam Pearce backstage, and they was talking crap about Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, how they could beat him and stuff, and Adam Pearce just was like, "Okay, if you think you could beat him, you got a match with him tonight." So yeah, that's why the match pretty much came about. But yeah, Ashante Adonis started off the match with Drew McIntyre. He was talking a lot of crap. McIntyre lays him out, and then he was about to hit the Claymore onto him up until Ashante gets out the ring and stuff. But then at the ending of this match, we see Top Dollar getting into the ring. He gets hit with the Claymore, and Sheamus hits the bro kick onto Ashante Adonis and pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus defeated Hit Row tonight in the tag team match. For that match, I'll give it 2 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was just, you already know who was going to win. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then after that, after they picked up the victory and everything, they were still in the ring, and then we see the Viking Raiders pretty much playing a video package of them beating up Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. So yeah, the feud is definitely not over yet. They're still going to be feuding. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Jimmy Uso backstage, and he's trying to call his brother and stuff, and Jay's not picking up, so he had to leave him a voicemail saying, "Hey, don't forget, we got a tag team match tonight, defending the tag team titles. So please be there," pretty much. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, later on tonight, the Usos will be defending the Tag Team Championships up against Braun Strowman and Ricochet tonight on SmackDown. So yeah, that match is still to come later on tonight. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a one-on-one match. It was Lacey Evans versus a local competitor. I don't know what was her name, but yeah. Lacey Evans' match. But pretty much before this match even started, we see Jimmy Uso still trying to get on the phone with Jay, and he still ain't picking up. So yeah, that's what happened there. Lacey Evans obviously was beating down that competitor, laying her out and stuff. She hits the woman's rights onto her, and then lock on the camel clutch onto her, making her tap out. So yeah, Lacey Evans defeated the local competitor tonight on SmackDown. I give that match a half of a star. That's why I'll give it. But yep, that's what happened there. And then after the match ended, we see Jimmy Uso backstage, still trying to get in contact with his brother Jay, and Jay still not picking up. Paul Heyman comes up and he says, hey, I got a question. Where were you at? Like, where's everybody else at for not helping me? And Jimmy was like, I was trying to get on the phone with Jay, and he ain't picking up. And Solo and Roman ain't here tonight. And I don't got nobody else to defend the tag team titles with. I got other things to deal with, you know. And Paul Heyman was like, oh, yeah, I got you. And Jimmy was like, well, unless you want to defend the tag team titles with me. And Paul was like, yeah, I can't do that. And Jimmy was like, you know what? You're right. My brother will be there tonight. So, yeah. Up next, we're going to be seeing the Usos defending the tag team titles up against Braun Strowman and Ricochet up next on SmackDown. So, yeah, that match will be up next. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, it was for the tag team titles. But before we talk about that match, there's a few things we got to talk about. Now we see Karrion Kross and Scarlett backstage, and Karrion Kross was talking about how he's going to win that Fatal 4-Way match, but definitely hurt Rey Mysterio tonight. So yeah, that's what Karrion Kross was talking about. And then after that, we see Adam Pearce talking to Sonya Deville, because Sonya Deville wants to be into the Elimination Chamber match, but she's not in it and all that. He was like, well, you already had a title opportunity last week, and you done screwed it up and all that stuff. And then Chelsea Green comes up talking about, hey, I need to talk to the manager for SmackDown and all that stuff. And he was like, well, it's me. She goes like, oh, well, yeah, why am I not in the match and all that stuff? And he goes like, you know what, how about this? Tonight, you and Sonya will be facing Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan tonight in the tag team match. So yeah, that's the match that got made. And then we'll get to the tag team match. It was the undisputed WWE Universal Tag Team, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jada Usos versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships in a tag team match. Now, before this match even started, the Braun Strowman and Ricochet comes out, Jimmy Uso comes out. It looks like Jimmy was about to face Ricochet and Strowman by himself, but then Jey Uso decides to come out through the crowd and stuff. He makes it to the ring, and the tag team match has now been made official. We get the match underway. Pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. Fans is chanting and everything for this match. It looks like Braun Strowman then is going to win this match, because Braun Strowman hits that running power slam onto Jimmy. He tags in Ricochet. Ricochet climbs up Braun Strowman's shoulders, jumps off with a swanton bomb onto Jimmy, pins him 1, 2. Jay drags Ricochet out the ring, breaking up the pin. So yeah, Jay saved the match. Braun Strowman comes running over. Jay moves out the way. Strowman goes over the announce table and stuff. Ricochet then takes out Jay, and then he takes out Jimmy. He climbs up the top turnbuckle. He didn't notice that Jay tagged himself in. Ricochet then hits that shooting star press onto Jimmy, but as soon as he hits it, he flips over Jimmy, and then Jay comes up with the Uso splash onto Ricochet, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the Usos defeated Braun Strowman and Ricochet tonight in the tag team match. So yeah, the Usos has retained the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. That's what happened. Really good match. If you have yet, go check out that match. I give that match 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it really good tag team match. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then backstage we see Rey Mysterio. He's talking about how Karrion Kross is an evil person and that he will win tonight's Fatal 4-Way match, go on to face Gunther, and become the new Intercontinental Champion. So yeah, that's what he was saying. But yeah, later on tonight we got Rey Mysterio versus Karrion Kross versus Madcap Moss versus Yeah, I forgot who the fourth person is. But yeah, Fatal 4-Way match later on tonight for the in a No More Contenders match. So yeah, that'll be tonight. But yep, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, now before the segment with Natalya we talk about, there was a segment backstage where we see Jimmy and Jay talking. Now Jay was talking about, I told you I was going to leave you alone and all that stuff. And then Jimmy was like, okay, cool, but are you in or are you out? And Jay tells him, he said he don't know. And then he walks away, and Paul Heyman was actually listening in the background. Paul Heyman comes up, he goes like, oh, you talking to you, is that Jay? And he goes like, yeah. He goes like, well, did he say anything? And Jimmy was like, nah. He goes like, oh, okay, and then walks away. So yeah, Paul Heyman actually listened to everything, but yep, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Natalya in the ring talking and stuff, talking about how she's happy to be back on SmackDown and everything. That, what happened to her a few months ago was like the first injury she ever had of the 15-year career and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Natalya was saying. And she's calling out Shayna Baszler and called Shayna Baszler a cheap version of Ronda Rousey. And Shayna Baszler got mad. She comes out and she goes like, I did everything before Ronda Rousey ever did. Got into the MMA, got here in WWE, won a title before she even done it and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Shayna Baszler was saying. And then we see Ronda Rousey come out, and Ronda Rousey was about to attack Natalya, but Shayna Baszler stops Ronda Rousey. They both look at each other, and they both start attacking Natalya, beating her down and everything. Shotzi comes running out, trying to make the save, but she gets beat down, gets knocked out the ring, and then Shayna Baszler knees Natalya in the shoulder because Ronda Rousey was holding her arm out. So yeah, that's what happened. Natalya got laid out by Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. But then after that, we see Sami Zayn talking to Jey Uso backstage. He finds him and he starts telling him, he goes like, hey, I understand you're in a tough spot and all that, but there's always a way out. I'll just tell you that I'm going to be the one to beat Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber and win the titles. So yeah, that's what he was saying. He goes like, and Jay, I acknowledge you. And Jay looks surprised about that, and he sticks his hand out for like a fist bump. And Jay was like, well, you need to hurry up and get out of here, Sammy. And then he fist bumps him, and they walk away. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. But still to come later on tonight, we still got that Fatal 4-Way No More Contenders match later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, it was a tag team match. It was Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green in a tag team match. So yeah, we'll get the tag team match underway. It was okay and everything. At the ending, we see Sonya Deville, we see Chelsea Green tag herself in. Sonya Deville is hurt and everything. She gets on the ring apron. At one point, Chelsea Green was trying to hit Raquel. Raquel ducks, and Chelsea Green accidentally knocks Sonya Deville off the ring apron. And that's when Raquel Rodriguez goes underneath her, picks her up, and then tags in Liv Morgan. She hits the Tohada Bomb onto Chelsea Green, rolls her over, and then that's when Liv Morgan hits Oblivion onto Chelsea Green, and then Raquel picks up Liv Morgan, powerbombing her on top of Chelsea Green, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan defeated Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green tonight in the tag team match. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. Or I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. So, yep, that's what happened there. But then after that, we see Madcap Moss with Emma backstage, and he's talking about how he's going to become number 1 contender and win the Intercontinental Championship by defeating Gunther. So, yeah, that's what he said. And up next, we're going to be seeing that Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders match. Madcap Moss versus Rey Mysterio versus Karrion Kross versus Santos Escobar. So, yeah, that match will be up next in the main event. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, it was the main event. It was the Fatal 4-Way match. It was Rey Mysterio versus Karrion Kross versus Santos Escobar versus Madcap Moss with Emma at ringside. And Karrion Kross has Scarlett at ringside in a Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders match. Winner of this match will be facing Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship next week on Friday Night SmackDown. Now we have the Intercontinental Champion Gunther and with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanna Vinci Imperium watching this match from the skybox and all that stuff. So yeah, they're watching this match closely. Before this match even started, when Santos Escobar was making his making his way down to the ring, they had like a video from earlier today where he said he's going to win the Fatal 4-Way match and become the new Intercontinental Champion next week. So yeah, that's what he was saying. But then we get to the match. It was a pretty good match. Everybody almost came close by multiple times. At one point, we see Santos Escobar hit the Phantom Driver onto Rey Mysterio. He pins him 1-2. Madcap barely breaking up the pin at the count of 2. And then it was just everybody going back and forth. At one point, we see Rey Mysterio hit the 619 on the Karrion Kross. He gets out of the ring, about to hit a move off the top rope and stuff on the cross, but Scarlett slips him up. And then Rey Mysterio gets back into the ring looking at Scarlett, and then he gets hit in the back of the head with a cross hammer by Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross then gets taken out of the ring by Santos Escobar with a crossbody. So yeah, both of them goes over to, Santos goes over the top rope. Karrion Kross couldn't go over, but he still got out of the ring by underneath the bottom rope. And then that left Madcap Moss with him jumping off the top turnbuckle with an elbow drop onto Rey Mysterio, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Madcap Moss defeated Rey Mysterio, Karrion Kross, and Santos Escobar tonight in the Fatal 4-Way match. And yeah, he'll be taking on Gunther next week for the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, he is the #1 contender. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. I'll give that match 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. But we already know Gunther's going to win. So yeah, that ain't going to be no surprise next week. But yep, that's what happened there. Madcap Moss is the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. That's what happened. Pretty good stuff, I guess. But yeah, after that, we see Jimmy Uso watching this match from backstage, and Paul Heyman comes up and telling Jimmy, he goes like, look, Roman Reigns, I was on the phone with Roman, but I don't got no more reception, so I can't talk to him now. But he said that you and Jay should be staying at home since we're going to be in Montreal next week, and y'all should watch the show from home and stuff on TV because you'll get a better perception of about what's happening. So yeah, that's what Paul Heyman said. But yeah, it looks like next week Jimmy and Jay will be at home watching the show. So yeah, I'll see, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bagels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I will be down there in the description box. For tonight's Friday Night SmackDown, I'll give it 7 stars. That's why I'll give it was an okay show. So yeah, but yep, I'll see you guys later for this Monday's Monday Night Raw reviews. See you guys later. Until then.